Hello, I'm Gemma Atkinson.
And I'm Gorka Marquez.
Welcome to Lost in Translation and Happy New Year, everyone.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
What?
Is that what you say? Say it again.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
Feliz Año Nuevo.
Muy bien.
Gracias.
A mí me gustaría hacer un podcast un día hablando en español.
Oh, no, I can't do it in Spanish.
Why do you think I said that?
What did you just say in Spanish?
Uh-huh.
Welcome to Lost in Translation. We're going to talk about our Christmas, and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas in next week's episode. This week's episode is kind of a little cheeky New Year's bonus ep.
Nice.
We put out on our socials about asking us anything before Christmas, and production have told us we've had lots and lots of questions. So we thought we'd kick the year off by going through them all. We've not seen them up until now, so thank you in advance for sending them in.
No, thank you.
Yeah, if you do want to get in touch, you can email lostintranslation@bowermedia.co.uk, or you can follow us on our podcast social page, which is lost.in.podcast. We get all your DMs, we get all your comments on there, so thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Here's to a happy and healthy 2026.
Another year together.
Another year around the sun. High five me. It's nearly our anniversary, isn't it? February.
Yeah.
Oh, are we getting presents or not?
Well, judging by Christmas, I don't think so.
Let's do it.
Vamos!
Coming up.
Próximamente. Welcome to Lost in Translation.
I don't speak like that.
No more dogs.
What would you do if you just come home and it was there?
I'm out. What happens last time your mum stayed with the dog for a day? He swallowed 2 socks.
He says, I will smack your bum if you don't go to sleep. Because obviously it's New Year, there'll be people doing New Year, New Me. Till about the end of Jan, and they'll be like, oh, bollocks to it, I want that Mars bar.
She's getting on my tits today.
Quite a few questions. We will try and get through them all. Wow, yeah, thank you for getting in touch.
Let's do this.
This is for me, I think. It's for the kids. How did the children manage with Gorka being away a lot? When they were young, when Mia was a tiny baby, she didn't really bother, did she? Because she didn't really understand it.
That's Tiago now.
Now it's Tiago. He's got no clue, bless him. It's Papa's home, then Papa's at work. And Mia now struggles more than she did, didn't she? Because she kind of grasps the concept. But the plus side is it's what we've always known.
Yes, but you know what I think? And I realize I think it's more because, I'm not that long, like such a long time away. Especially like the last 6 months, I've been at home a lot because I was going only for the weekend away. Mm-hmm. But I feel like what happens is with Mia, because also she's like older now, but it's like all or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, for example, with you, like that's what we had this conversation, you and I said to you, when I'm at home, they see me more than they see you. And in fact, this caused a loss in translation because she thought that's not true. And I was like,
no, it's true because I work every day.
It is. So because when I'm not here, they spend more time with your mom and Peter than with you also because you go at work. So you stay with them in the morning, take them to school, or if Tiago is not in nursery, you stay with Tiago. But then when you go work, they're with your mom in the afternoon or your sister, for example. Mm-hmm. So when I come home, they're with me most of the time. And then when I need to go away for a month or 2 months, it's from being with me for, let's say, 3 months, 24/7, do everything with me. Then the next day they wake up and I'm not there. It's not that I go to work in the afternoon. It's just I disappear for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's very dramatic, the change from everything to nothing. So I think that's quite difficult.
But on the flip side as well, when you did first come home,
it's even worse sometimes.
She missed the routine with Nana. Like she said, am I still going to go and see Nana?
Yeah.
It's like Gorka said, I'm with them in the morning and get them ready for school. And I leave for work at about 2:30. So my mum picks them up from school and then I'm not home from work till 8. So I do like bath and bedtime normally. But the afternoon, she's at school or she's with my mum. And when Gorka first came home, she said, well, I still get my routine with Nana. Yeah. But I think it's the norm for most families. I don't know any families who are all together 24/7. Yeah. I mean, look at army wives. Yeah. I mean, crikey, they get deployed to all places for months and months on end.
It's funny because when before Christmas, when she was one of the nights, when before she did the Christmas thing, no, and she asked me if I was gonna be able to come and watch it, and she got upset. And I said, "Why are you upset?" She was like, "Oh, because I don't know if you're gonna be able to come and see me." And I was like, "Yeah, but even if I can't, because I'm working, Mommy will be there and Nana will be there. She's like, yeah, but you might not watch it. And I said to her, but I came to watch the
Harvest Festival.
The Harvest Festival. And it's like, and probably you were one of the only children who had mom and dad and granddad and grandma there. She was like, yeah, I know. And I said, like, that's normal because parents have to work.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for both parents have the day
and
off.
both grandparents.
To have the day off to come and watch you. And it's like, no, I know. So I was like, so don't worry. If I can
Someone
make
will
it,
be
I will
there.
make it. But you will have someone there.
But yeah, it gets easier. It comes, there's peaks and troughs in it with that. Question 2, what's your favourite thing to do as a family?
So many.
I mean, for me, this sounds boring. It's nothing.
Being at home watching a movie in the
Yeah,
sofa.
I love, that period we just have now between Christmas and New Year, where there's nowhere to rush to, you're not clock watching, you can all be in your pyjamas, you've got no kind of sense of time of day. That, for me, I genuinely love pottering about, making coffee, walking Benji.
My favorite thing is, like, for example, like you said, in Christmas now, when the kids are off school and I'm like strictly finished and I'm at home, it's like it feels like every day is a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I love like when in the morning it's like, you know, when those days it's like snowing, even if there's no that's in the state, but you can see snow outside.
It's fresh.
And we're making pancakes and having breakfast at home and then a coffee and the kids are playing, you know, watching tele and you just sat on the sofa.
One thing I've learned as a parent is I think some parents, not all of them, but I know some parents who they think for their kids to be happy they have to do something every single day. Like they'll book so many things in the holidays because and it costs them a fortune. It's stressful for them when sometimes, some of my happiest memories as a kid are all my family just in the house talking, having cake, having brews. It wasn't going to the soft play or the theme parks. They were fun. But I think if parents give themselves the grace of thinking, do you know what? A day at home in our PJs, bit of pick and mix, kids love that stuff as well, and it saves you money. So for me, as long as we're all together, doing nothing for me is good.
When are you going to get another dog?
When Tiago's 3. Well, I'm putting it out there. We
Next year?
Yeah. We are basically, we can't rescue until Tiago's 3.
Okay.
And you know what I'm like with stuff. So but basically, before we got Benji, we applied to 2 rescue places who were both fantastic. There was it was a spaniel cross, wasn't it? We didn't know what it was crossed with. And I sent Gorka the picture and said, we've got emails going. And then there was another one, which was a Staffy cross. And Gorka, this is the problem. You, like most people, said, I don't want one of them. He's too aggressive. I don't want one.
Yeah, so like pit bulls or like
it wasn't a pit bull. It was a Staffy. But Gorka, I understand they get a bad rep. They're one of the original nanny dog.
I don't want them.
He doesn't want a Staffy. I love Staffies. My sister had one. And then I worked with Bleakholt Animal Sanctuary. So, of course, Bleakholt said, let us know. We can help. But on the website, it states that until a child is 3, they can't just give dogs to any families, and we get so many sent back because you don't always know the dog's background and temperament, where it's come from. You don't have a family history. You don't always know, and the last thing they want is a dog being put into the care with a young kid, something happening, the dog's sent back, the kids, it's a mess. I didn't want to wait because I'm just, I'm like, the house isn't a home without a dog. But we have said, Mia. Well, when he's old enough, imagine the feeling of going into a kennel, seeing a little dog looking at you. It's like he's had a hard life.
We'll have Benji.
And saying,
Please,
do you
no
know
more
what?
dogs.
We will forget everything you've been through.
No.
Come and live life of a king with me.
We'll have Benji. No more dogs.
I know, imagine him with a friend.
No more dogs.
What would you do if you just come home and it was there?
I'm out.
Adios.
Yes.
Oh, maybe that's me out. Oh.
No more dogs.
Did you not miss having Norman and Ollie at the same time?
No.
Or was it chaos? You used to get stressed walking both.
I'm very happy. Listen, we're having a dog. I love Benji because you want a dog. I'm happily live the life with no dogs.
He would happily have one without. Can you believe he would happily have no dog in his life?
And not another responsibility, not someone who take care of. When you go on holidays, we have to be responsible of where the dog stays with.
They stay with me, Mum.
Yes, your mom is getting older, not younger, and it's a tough job for your mom. What happens last time your mom stayed with the dog for a day? He swallowed 2 socks.
Yeah, I had to pay a fortune for the vet to make him throw up. And it was a pair of Bratz dolls, knickers.
Yeah, so it's not an easy job, and it's a responsibility for other. Like, my point is, like, we love him, and it's our responsibility. But because you love dogs, you don't have to put a responsibility of a dog in another people. Your mum and Peter don't want to have more dogs.
Well,
That's why they don't have more dogs.
Tulen's ex-wife is a dog walker. She has a dog business. So if ever we go on holiday and we need her to look after 3 dogs,
I will ask to Tulan for a review about his ex-wife's dog's skills.
The next question: what's the biggest surprise you've had being a parent? And they've said mine was the constant worry. That's me.
True, yeah.
It is true. And it's especially hard, I think. With Mia now, it's fine because she can tell us what's wrong. Like, my throat's hurting, my ears are sore, my tummy's sore. When they're newborns, that first year, you're guessing everything. When they have the first rash, when they cry in their eyes, like, you think, do they need to fart? Are they hungry? Are they hot? Are they wet? You have to go through a checklist of things that could potentially be wrong with them. And that for me is hard. The minute they can communicate, like Tiago said to me the other day, Mummy, tummy sore. So I thought, right, he's got tummy ache. I can deal with that. But if he was just crying uncontrollably and you don't know why, that for me is the hardest part, that first year.
For me, it's like the constant redness, tiredness of, like, you never rest. Not as a resting as a physically, like, even if, for example, starting to have a coffee, you cannot suddenly have breakfast peacefully.
Yeah.
You can't. It's constantly, like, things to do, or, like, where's he doing? Like, when you turn around, he's climbing.
Yeah.
You know. So
and there's always something. I was on a Zoom the other day, and my phone was on silent, and it started ringing, and it was Tiago's nursery, wasn't it? And there was like 10 people on this Zoom, and I was going, and I give Gorka the phone, and they were ringing about Tiago, who was poorly. And then the same day, Mia's school rung me in the afternoon. Can we give her some Calpol? She's not. And I was like, oh my God, it's a constant juggle, I think. I always think with any parent, I really do take my hat off to all of you because it's bloody hard. But it's also rewarding.
And then you want to have another one? No,
I'll be fine with another dog.
Not dogs.
Do you have a good cop, bad cop parent? Is one of you stricter than the other? What do you think?
I am the strict one.
I'm the fun parent. I'm not a regular mom.
Do
I'm a cool mom.
Do you know what is the funny thing? What is the... I don't know if I can say this on the podcast. I don't know if it's a good idea to say it.
Why? What you want about?
When you said to Tiago, how did you sleep, Tiago?
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
he was
it's
like,
funny.
Very good. Papa
smacked my bum. So basically, Tiago was going through a phase where he wouldn't sleep. And touch wood, we've been really lucky with both of them. They've been great sleepers. But Gorka said to him one night, he says, Tiago, if you not go to sleep, Papa smack your bum. And he went, no. He says, I will smack your bum if you don't go to sleep. Anyway, he did, didn't he? Flat out. He was brilliant. And
I never did. Just say it.
No, and then the following morning, I said to him, did you have a nice bobos? I say it every day to both of them. Do you have a nice bobos? He went, yeah, Papa smack bum. And I said, did it? And I said, did you smack his bottom last night? He said, no, I just said I would. He's been saying it now. How many months?
I don't know, 3 months?
About 3 months to everyone. He even says it when he's not here. So when he's been in Madrid at the weekends, I've said to him on a Saturday morning, do you have a nice bobos? He goes, Papa smack bum. And he's not even in the same house. And my mum was saying, Jesus, Gemma, if he's saying that to people all the time. But you are definitely the stricter one. I'm very quick to cave. And it's not even about happy life, whatever. I just think, they're not going to be little for long. He's not going to want to be rocked to sleep every night for, soon. He'll be like, Mum, get out my room. Just what's for tea? And so while he does want to be rocked to sleep, I'm happy to sit with him, and then I put him in his cot and he sleeps fine. Mia still has a sleepover with me every Saturday without fail. It was something we compromised on with Gorka being away. She went through a phase of wanting to sleep with me, and I loved it, but I just said I can't have her at 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, sleeping in our bed. It's not fair on us. We don't sleep.
I used to go in my mum's bed when I was 12.
When you were 12? Every night?
No, in the night. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
On a Saturday or Sunday, my dad used to wake up early to go get the newspaper and the bread for breakfast, and he used to bring home like fresh baked croissants.
Oh, nice.
On a Sunday, and he used to make breakfast and bring my breakfast to my mum in bed.
Yeah, so you go in and eat it with them.
When my dad used to wake up at like 7 in the morning, he used to wake me up, and I used to get for the last hour in the bed with my mum, and then have breakfast in bed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So stuff like that, but I mean sleeping the whole night. No. So we compromised, and I said to her, look, if you're good in the week and you sleep in your own bed in the week, I said Saturday night is our night. and it's still for the last 6 years we've done that. So we normally get a pizza, we get some pick and mix, we eat it in bed, and she loves it. So that's what we've compromised on. So yeah, Gorka's the bad cop, and I'm definitely the good cop.
Should we move into a different subject?
Yeah.
Is Gemma as good cook as Gorka?
No, absolutely not. Gorka is genuinely one of the best chefs.
No.
I've said he needs to bring a cookbook out. I've genuinely said this because
I won't call myself a chef.
No, you're a very good cook.
Yeah,
you're not an average person who cooks. Like you, whenever there's anyone's birthday, Christmas, he makes stews, he makes soups, he makes desserts. He this year it was turkey crowns that you got. The year before you did a chicken.
It was a turkey.
It was a turkey, sorry, but you put like lemon and you put all different things in it. I mean, to see it was awful. It was making me feel sick. But all of my family have said it was the nicest turkey they've ever had.
It was nice.
I didn't have any. I had my nut roast.
The potatoes were the best.
Yeah. And so I've said a little Spankunian cookbook I think you need to do.
Well, I made this stew, the lentil stew. You haven't even tried it.
The lentil stew. I had a little bit. I tried it.
It's in the fridge.
You said it was a bit salty.
No, it needs to have a bit of salt when you heat it up.
Oh, you need more salt.
I had it yesterday. It was lovely. I heated it up a little for lunch with a nice bread, and then I put a little bit of olive oil on top and salt. Oof.
Oh, nice.
It was lovely.
What TV shows do you like? Do you like watching the same thing?
You know what? We like to watch some series together. It's been a long time. We always keep saying we need to find a movie, you have a film to watch together. We haven't. You
watch Spanish shows, don't you?
Yeah, but I watch also series, but there is nothing interesting that I want to watch.
We watched The Good Doctor together, didn't we? Do you remember that?
That was a long time ago.
And we watched the...
La Casa de Papel.
Yeah, Casa de Papel, Money Heist. What was that one we watched? The Night Stalker.
Yeah.
In with the horrible teeth.
Yeah. And we also watched Ed Gein together.
Ed Gein.
But recently, no. And now you're watching Tulsa King, which I like it, but I'm not getting into it. Because I was also watching my Spanish series, so that's why. But I keep saying to you to watch Yellowstone, and you don't want to watch it.
No, I will watch it, but I need to finish Tulsa King first.
Yeah, but you said the same thing with Ed Gein. Every time she's watching a series, she was like, I need to finish this. And then she finished, and then she goes to something else. First was like, Ex-Wives. Which was the wives?
Desperate Housewives.
She was watching that one. She's like, oh, when I finish this, I watch Yellowstone. Then she finished that Ed Gein. Finished Ed Gein, which the one...
Tulsa King.
No, the other one. Something with a good cast.
Oh, the Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
If anyone's not watched that, genuinely watch it. It's very, very funny. So no, we don't really watch the same things, do we?
No.
The last film we watched together in the cinema. So we watched the last Rambo.
No,
last Rambo when I went into labour.
No,
with...
the last one that we watched was the Mission Impossible not long ago. The last one.
Yeah, but the last one before Mia was the last Rambo.
Yes.
And the last movie before Tiago was the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
What do you do with the kids when you're in the gym? Do they come in with you?
No, one stays with them.
No, yeah. So if we're both together, one of us will go in the gym while the other minds the kids. If we're on our own...
We don't really train.
Well, I do, but it's 5 a.m. when you're away. I have to get up at 4:30, train 5 till 6. If it's just Mia, she'll come in with us. She loves working out, doesn't she? But it's more so for me, I don't like...
If I'm on my own, I don't train. I just stay with them.
Yeah.
Even if I could take Mia to the gym, ends up like we go, but I end up playing with her, so I don't train.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't like having me back to her with all the equipment.
Like for example, on Thursdays when I pick her up before I get Tiago, she's into this like running. So when it was nice weather, we used to go for a run to the park.
Oh yeah,
but
she had a run club with her dad.
But now because it's no nice weather, we go home. So we go in the gym, and she loves to do her little training session. Yeah. So she was like, "Are you training, Papa?" And I was like, "I would love to, but I'm not in my head. I'm not going to train, so I just do with you." So she goes on the treadmill, and the treadmill has the little like safety pin that you clip it in case she goes back, stops straight away. So she loves to go in it, and she keeps asking, "Papa, is that fast? Is this level fast? I'm going as fast as you." And I was like, "Oh, you're going faster." Like, "Oh, I'm not going faster than you."
She loves it.
She loves it, yeah. And then she does her little burpees and her little thing. And then she asked me for introduce her.
Oh yeah, she likes doing an interview like she's in the CrossFit Games.
Yes, so she loves it. We do that for like half an hour.
Yeah.
Instead of being sat at home watching the telly or the iPad, we go in the gym and do that.
Yeah, she does. And I remember ages ago, she's always loved coming in the gym. And before we were in the house we're in now, we had gym equipment in the garage, and I used to take her in there and just lie her on the floor when she was like months old, and she'd just lay kicking, like laughing, watching me train. So she has grown up in the gym. But I remember someone sending me a really horrible message saying, because she was about 4 in the gym, and a really horrible message saying, forcing your child into exercise at such a young age, you're bound to give them a disorder when they're old. And it's literally, we have to say to her, let's not go in today, just chill. She genuinely loves it, didn't she? I was like that growing up. I loved like sport and stuff.
She loves it.
But yeah, so we just kind of work around them, don't we?
How much Spanish food do you cook at home, and does Gemma like it?
I love Spanish omelette.
I don't cook much.
You don't cook a lot.
I do cook Spanish food, but it's not really Spanish food, or it is Spanish food. I don't know. I just cook my food.
You do a lot. I don't like chorizo, do I? I don't eat chorizo.
Spanish food involves a lot of like pig food and like ham and things like that. And she doesn't eat meat really. So
I can't eat a little pig. You know, they're as intelligent as dogs.
And as tasty as, I don't know.
No, I can't bring myself to do it. When we went to Bilbao for the very first time to meet Gorka's parents, I was a little bit embarrassed, but I was also like, no, I'm holding my own. Because I remember your mum and dad, they brought out, it was a plate full of, it was octopus.
Oof, we love
squid.
Octopus. Oh.
It was a pig. It was just a table of carcasses. And I remember looking at it thinking, I can't bring myself to eat it. And then your dad brought out a dish specially, and his dad made me a vegetable paella.
We went to this restaurant in Bilbao, and if any Spanish listeners, you know, like Galicia, like como una taberna gallega, which is where they make like pulperia, when they make the proper octopus and everything. So we went there because we have now one near where we live, yeah, and it's amazing. So you have nice steaks, fish, octopus. So at that time, Gemma only eat fish. We're talking like 7 years ago. No chicken, nothing, just fish. To eat something, yeah. Because if not, she couldn't eat nothing else. So we went to this place, and we have a nice octopus and then a steak and everything. And my dad asked me what she wants. I was like, oh, if they just bring some potatoes with the olive oil and the paprika, like the potatoes for the octopus, she will love that, which she did. And then she was like, oh, we can get her some like white fish. And she was like, yeah, white fish is fine. She thought it was going to be a fillet of white fish.
Like a piece of cod?
No, yeah, but they make this, it's called rodaballo, this like nice white flat fish, incredible. It was making on the grill, but they put it on this like tray, and when they cooked it, they end up cooking it on the last bit of to cooking is this pan with garlic, is oil, with chunks of garlic, so then it boils, and then the fish, throwing over the fish, cooks the fish.
It had its teeth.
But it was a flat fish with the head. You could see the eye.
It had eyes
so
and teeth.
when that came in, she almost starts crying because she was like, I'm not eating this. And I said that. And she was like, no, I don't want this. And I was like, it's a fish. And my dad was like, but it's fish. And I was like, Dad, you can see the eyes. She won't eat it.
You could see its eyes, its teeth. It was just
was
a
like,
little, I felt like putting it back in the sea.
My dad was like, why not? And I was like, Dad, she doesn't eat meat because she feels bad about the animals. So that's why she won't eat the fish.
No, do you know what it is? Right, we went to that restaurant.
The lobsters.
And they had lobsters in a tank.
And you were willing to pay for the lobsters to take them back to the sea?
I said, how much are these lobsters? And they were very expensive. And I said, I will buy them last 4 and take them. And they were like, no, you can't. And I said to you, please, Gorka, let me put them in the ocean. People were getting them out of tanks. They were in the tank, a deep purple, a dark colour, coming out of the restaurant, pink, red. And there was these kind of pompous families going, I will eat that one. I'll have that one.
Oh, but
and cook it. And lobsters mate for life. Like, you're my lobster, I think. Do you know what I mean? They mate for life. But he wouldn't let me put them back in the ocean.
Oh, a nice lobster rice. Oof, I love it.
And it's more for me as well of where the food's from. So if there's I've not had beef since I was in my 20s. Fish, when we were in Spain, Tenerife, if it's fresh and it's not got its eyes and teeth, I can nibble. But I picked one up in the supermarket. It said farmed in Devon. That's never even been in the ocean. I ain't eating that.
We went to this restaurant in Tenerife. Incredible. I had one of the best meals I ever had in Tenerife. It was recommended. Even a British couple that we're friends with, because they go there every year. And me and their daughter, they're friends. So we go there with Gemma's parents and us 4. The queue was going around the corner. I was like, oh, this is good. You know, it's good when it's a queue. So you get in, get a table, sat down, and they were like, well, you just go on the queue, order what you want, and then we bring it to you. Okay, so we go there. Literally, it was like being on a fish market shop, and you just pick up whatever you want fresh. They cook it, they bring it, yeah. And the mom and the parents, they wanted this like seafood rice, yeah.
Yeah, my mum was like, oh, the seafood rice looks lovely.
And I was like, okay, for them too. I was like, no, I don't want to, because I ordered my things and I knew it was gonna be enough, and I was full with that. But they ordered some bits and then the rice, and they thought it was gonna be one plate for each.
Yeah, she thought it'd be a sharing platter.
When you ask for a dine in Spain in those kind of restaurants, it's the full casserole for them too, and it was a full lobster inside with a lot of other like clams and things like this. So we ordered it, and of course the mom thought it was gonna be like Gemma, just chunks of fish in the rice or chunks of calamari in the rice, and you just eat it with a spoon. When they saw that casserole arriving,
she went
with
white
all the
into your
animals
face.
in, and they were like, "No, I'm not eating this." And I was like, "What do you mean not eating this?" So I end up
you ate all three,
having the best time of my life because I ate the whole casserole myself. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah, my mum said to me, she went, oh, I can't bring myself to eat. But it's funny seeing it like that. She said, seeing it like that, she said, I can't do it. Should I feel
so good.
And the octopus, it had such a big brain.
I love octopus.
Such a beautiful brain.
One of my favorite things that
my mum couldn't do it, and we went back to the hotel, and she said, well, I need room service. I'm frigging starving after that.
When I go, we don't go to Spain to my parents very often.
No.
But when I go, or when I used to go even like years ago, if I had a weekend, there was only 3 meals that I wanted to have. So my mom had make sure that every day had one of those meals. One was octopus, one was this stew with my grandma in Portugal used to make, and it's like let's say like we call them ranch, like a ranch stew, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in a big casserole. Did you not gonna like this? So imagine in the old days, it was a comfort food, yeah, for the farmers or the people who goes like hunting.
Yeah, meat and 2 veg.
Live on a ranch, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was on this big like casserole. We put like chickpeas, potato, carrots, a bit of pasta.
Nice.
And then it has the chorizo,
right?
The pig ear in it, the foot of the pig in it.
It's good collagen though, all that.
Pork belly in it, a quarter of a chicken in it, and then all of that one is cooked. My grandma used to take all the meats, chop all the meats in small pieces, and mix. Oh.
Yeah, it's like we used to have bone broth growing up. My nan used to make it.
I love that.
It's only just as an adult, but that's one thing with the Lost in Translation. You eat very differently to me, but there's never any judgment. Oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. In my family, I live with someone who eats steak. I will eat chicken, maybe if it's organic, free range, occasionally.
Sometimes you do. You judge when you see the pig leg in the kitchen.
Yeah, when it's an actual pig leg in my kitchen, I don't like it. But my uncle's
how
vegan.
About that time?
There's a variety of different ways to eat.
How about that time that I came house with a full pig head?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Remember? Yeah. Even the butchers didn't know what to do with it. Because I just wanted the skin of the quarter of the head, like the nose and the ear, and then I chop it and then
because you don't make... If you were to have a pig as a pet, could you then kill it and eat it?
Yeah, we have them in Portugal.
But would you not... Could you kill Benji and eat him?
No, if it's a dog. I don't eat dogs.
Yeah, but... If you'd had the pig from a piglet,
yes,
and it grew up,
it
grew up giving you as much love and attention and happiness as Benji,
I have pictures.
You'd kill it just for that little taste.
I have pictures of me giving milk to the rabbits, and then when they grow enough to be killed, we kill them and then have roast rabbits.
Oh, you see, that's awful, Gorka.
Because my grandma had animals.
That's awful.
No, my grandma had animals that we take care of them to grow. Like my grandma has 2 pigs, female and male.
So you're just cutting out the middleman, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing it yourself as opposed to getting an
like
abattoir.
my grandma had 2 big pigs.
Yeah, if you're on a ranch and you're not going to the supermarket, it's your own food. Yeah. But I would probably starve to death because I won't be able to kill it.
Oh, I don't want to know how we kill the pigs.
No, let's move on. People are just at loads of pigs and blankets.
So my grandma used to go, you want for dinner roast chicken? Okay, so she goes to the backyard, get 1 chicken, and then 3 hours later you have a nice roast chicken.
I'd be skin and bone if I lived in Spain. Is there anything you swear by doing as part of your well-being? I really love an ice bath, don't I?
Yeah, I love sauna and ice bath.
Yeah, Gorka loves the heat. I love
the ice bath.
You love the ice bath as well, but if you had to pick one for the rest, if you only had to pick one, what would you pick?
Them.
Yeah, but you can't. I'm saying if someone said to me you can either use the sauna or the ice bath for the rest of your days, I'd go ice bath.
I go sauna because you have more benefits for your body than the ice bath.
I know, but I like the feeling of the ice bath. So if you've not got an ice bath, not everyone has, obviously you can fill your bath with cold water, but you're in it for a few minutes, so that's going to waste it. My recommendation would be a cold shower on the top of your vagus nerve. Put it on the back of your neck for about 20 seconds, turn round on the front of your chest, 20 seconds, done. Have a hot shower first, finish with that, and just clock how you feel differently. Because obviously it's New Year, there'll be people doing New Year, New Me, till about the end of Jan, and they'll be like, oh, bollocks to it, I want that Mars bar. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like cold plunges, I like cold showers, and I try and do it at least 4 times a week. You don't do it every day because your body will get used to it. How do you make sure Tiago and Mia stay in touch with their Spanish culture?
I mean, we speak Spanish at home. We watch Spanish tele. I speak to my parents.
Yeah, whenever we go to Spain, Mia has a little flamenco dress.
Listen to Spanish music.
Little castanets.
She loves to listen to Spanish music.
Super Estrella.
Estrella.
She loves Spanish artists.
Yeah.
We do try. It's difficult, but again, it's just regular FaceTime, regular contact. She always speaks about the Spanish flag, doesn't she?
Yeah.
The colours.
I also am not the most patriotic Spanish person.
No, you don't.
I'm very I think because I moved away very young, I'm very multicultural. I'm not
Yeah. But we try.
Don't know how to explain, but I'm not like a person, Spain. Because I think because I moved away very young, I'm very
You're half and half.
No, I don't know how to say that. Very cultural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've been living away from Spain since such a young age that you end up just losing also that. But
see, my dad's side, we're all from Dumfries in Scotland, so we were in Scotland at least 3 times a year growing up. We had to go to Scotland. We had to go to Castle Douglas.
But it happens.
We had to go and see all the Loch Lomond, the Loch Ness Monster, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But it was me dad. My mum said I had no choice. She said your dad always wanted to go.
I have this conversation with some of my friends, especially the guys from the street, they're Italians or whatever. They're every 5 minutes, every opportunity they have to go back to it, they go. It's there's nothing like being at home, or when I speak with Arduino, I'm like, I don't feel that way.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But I think because I feel like I move away so young that I'm not
just used to it. Should we do one more question?
Yes, I do this one.
Okay.
Can I choose? We often hear Gemma speaking like Gorka. Can Gorka speak like Gemma?
Oh, yeah.
Can I speak like her? What do you mean?
Can you do my accent?
I do go to my house.
Hey?
I do go to my house.
My house?
My house.
Can you say...
My calf. It's my calf.
Can you say, do you want a coffee, Gorks?
You want coffee, Gorks?
That's it.
That's it. Another one.
Say, welcome to Lost in Translation.
Welcome to Lost in Translation.
I don't speak like that. I don't speak like that. Did you think before...
She's getting on my tits today.
Yeah, you're getting right on my tits. I say
getting
that
right
a
on
lot.
my tits.
Before you moved to England, did you expect us all to speak like Mary Poppins?
I didn't know about accents. No, more like the rappers.
The rappers?
Yeah, because the English I used to hear is more the English music.
English rappers? Who's an English...
Not like the rappers. I mean like the English... When, for example... The American accent is what you listen in the music.
Right, like Snoops and stuff.
Yeah, so every singer, you listen to Beyonce or
Eminem,
Taylor Swift. Would you listen to English? Even British people, when they sing, some of them, they sing American English.
That's true,
because there is the commercial English to the music. Do that make sense?
Yeah. So you thought we'd be like that?
Yeah.
Because sometimes... Who was it the other day? It was someone being interviewed.
Or or in the movies, for example, a lot of actors are English or Scottish, but then in the movies they put the American accent.
Yeah, but there was someone being interviewed, an Irish actor, and you went, is that Scouse? You went, is he, what did you say?
Was he like...
Is he Scouse accent? And I said, that's not Scouse, no.
Wasn't the guy from...
Where's he from? Birmingham. And he was Irish.
Is he not the guy from the movie, how's he called?
Was it Cillian Murphy? I can't remember.
No, Cillian Murphy, the other one. The one who did the movie with the blonde girl from Australia.
No idea. But he was, so you struggled with you thought, because I always assume, Americans all assume we speak like Mary Poppins. But
I like the accent, like, Mrs. Poppins.
Yeah, you like posh. Our agent speaks posh, doesn't she?
May I go to the toilet, please?
That's a bit more Edgina. Mother, may I go to the toilet, please? But there's loads of different accents.
Yes, mother.
I personally love the Mancunian accent. Yeah.
I like the Spanish one.
You like the Spanish one.
But it's like me with the speaking Spanish. Do you think everybody speaks like me? Because there is
No.
Spanish accents. So, for example, my Spanish is okay, but I love like Colombian accent when I speak Spanish.
Yeah. They sound a bit more
Soft.
dirty.
It's not dirty, like soft.
Is it not soft? What's the Al Pacino one in Scarface? Tony Montana. I like that
I think
accent.
he's Cuban.
Cuban, I like that.
Yeah.
He said, like, say hello to my little friend. That's what he says, doesn't it?
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Thank you so much for your questions. On that note,
Can you say goodbye like me?
Can you say goodbye like me? Yeah. Can you say if he dies, he dies?
If he dies, he dies.
Oh no. If you've got any more questions, get in touch. It's lostintranslation@bauermedia.co.uk, or you can contact us on social media, lost.in.podcast. We hope you all had a lovely Christmas. We will chat about our Christmas shenanigans because there was quite a few. We'll do that on next week's episode. But yeah, here's to a healthy, happy 2026. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you next
Say
Wednesday.
bye to my little friend.
Bye, adios.